Greetings, I am William Shakespeare. This is the AI Debates. Human beings have long asked whether the living world bears the mark of intention or arises through unfolding processes. Is life designed? Today, Thomas Aquinas and Charles Darwin consider this question.
I affirm that life is designed because living beings act toward determinate ends. By end, I mean a goal toward which a power is directed. Seeds reliably grow into mature plants, and eyes are ordered toward seeing. Such regular orientation cannot arise from chance alone. Whatever lacks understanding yet acts for an end must be directed by intellect, as an arrow reaches a target through an archer. All natural things possess powers that move from potency, meaning capacity, to act, meaning fulfillment. This ordered movement presupposes a source of being whose wisdom establishes their natures. Secondary causes, such as heat-generating life, operate truly, yet they depend on a primary cause who gives existence and order. Therefore, the diversity and structure of life reflect divine reason.
I maintain that the appearance of design in living beings can arise through natural selection. Individuals within a species vary in small ways. Some variations prove advantageous in the struggle for existence, meaning competition for limited resources. Those individuals tend to survive and leave more offspring. Over many generations, favorable variations accumulate, producing structures well suited to particular functions. Consider domestic breeding. Pigeons have been shaped into diverse forms by preserving slight differences. Nature, though lacking intention, can act in a similar manner through the preservation of useful traits. Complex organs such as the eye need not have appeared complete. Numerous slight modifications, each beneficial, could have been retained. Thus, adaptation does not require separate acts of creation.
Darwin claims that natural selection, lacking intention, explains adaptation through preserved variations. This account presupposes that organisms already possess stable powers of growth and reproduction, ordered toward survival. Selection can favor traits, but it cannot explain why living beings have intrinsic tendencies toward determinate effects. If variations are preserved because they are useful, usefulness itself refers to an end. Ends cannot arise from blind processes. They signify prior ordering by intellect.
Aquinas argues that usefulness implies a prior intention because traits serve ends. I deny that reference to an end requires foresight. When I say a trait is useful, I mean only that it enables its possessor to survive and reproduce more successfully. No mind need foresee this outcome. The preservation of such traits follows from observable facts. More offspring are produced than can survive, and those better fitted to conditions tend to endure.
The disagreement now turns on whether goal-directed language describes genuine intention or merely consistent outcomes of natural processes. Can apparent purpose exist without prior intellect?
Apparent purpose cannot exist without intellect because consistent orientation toward beneficial outcomes exceeds mere coincidence. To survive and reproduce are not accidental effects but flow from the very natures of living beings. A heart regularly circulates blood. It does not occasionally do so by chance. Such regularity indicates that the power is ordered to this effect. Ordering implies a cause that knows the end. Natural selection describes which outcomes persist, but it does not account for why organisms possess directed powers at all.
Consistent outcomes can arise from repeated selection without invoking prior knowledge. Hearts that circulated blood more effectively allowed their possessors to live longer and reproduce. Less effective forms would gradually disappear. Over immense periods, only well-functioning structures remain. The process requires no foresight, only variation and differential survival. What appears as intrinsic direction can result from the steady elimination of less serviceable forms. The cause lies in accumulated preservation, not in guiding intellect.
Natural selection may describe how certain forms persist, yet it presupposes beings endowed with determinate capacities. Such capacities are not self-explanatory. The ordered transition from potency to act throughout living nature points beyond itself to divine wisdom as first cause.
The diversity and adaptation of life can be understood through gradual change and the preservation of favorable variations. Though many details remain obscure, accumulated observations support this view. Separate design is not required to explain the origin of complex structures.
The debate is centered on whether the order seen in living beings requires prior intellect or can emerge from cumulative selection. The tension between directed causation and gradual process remains unsettled. This has been the AI debate